All right, winos. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for some early white wine Wednesday. 20 seconds until we get this show started. Boy, we are live. We are, what is it? I had a little slogan for it. I don't forgot it. Anyway, moderators, listen, no blocking. If you are new here, you definitely have to hit the subscribe button, chat with us. And if anybody asks you what's going on up over here early, let them know. Everything's a little even and y'all better be here in the wine glass, okay? Don't be talking about my stomach, y'all. I'm just a little bloated. My boobies is hurting. You know, it's about to be that time. Y'all know how it is. You start craving dark chocolate and shit. You know, French fries, stuff you ain't supposed to be eating. You know, it don't get as big as it used to get because I'm taking my vitamin D and my B12, okay? So, yes, sir, and I'm proud to announce the vitamin D that I've been taking on shoptkdeals.com, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. Stay tuned. But anyway, hey, guys, we have a new show time, and this is going to be Monday and Wednesday, soon to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but for now, just Monday and Wednesday. And we're going to be live during the day, okay, so that everybody around the world can watch the show. The problem we were having before with going live so late is that our UK fans, African fans, and stuff like that wouldn't be able to see the show for days later because we're losing. Everybody is asleep, okay? And so I did this for everybody. And yeah, if you want to watch it at 7, it'll be available at 7 in a pre-recorded form, okay? Because we already done hit the wine glass. Full show for y'all today. We got rappers out here turning from lean and they buying McDonald's. We're also going to be talking about all the white folks today that are broke. They're using our broke techniques, okay? And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I hate when we got something on lock and then they come over here and try to take it and then we're going to end up losing it, okay? Definitely going to be discussing. It's been a long time coming, MrBeast. Now, I know y'all may feel indifferent about this because, you know, he's y'all white savior. He's y'all white Jesus. He sort of looked like the white Jesus in the Bible, okay? We're definitely going to be discussing MrBeast. And that, there's just so many things that I just got to point out and just reference, and then y'all can have at it, drag me, whatever you want to do, but I'm going to say what I want to say, period. You want to say something? Get your own show, okay? Definitely going to be discussing Damon Wayans and Lamar Ball. I think a conversation needs to be had, a real conversation behind Black health and things like that, and the way they're portraying it and making it look like it's cool and it's not. We're also going to be talking about Diddy's case has taken a major turn, okay? I got a little call from one of the witnesses. And I've been seeing the developments in the case, and we're just gonna lay it out. We're just gonna lay it all out here today, okay? And that's on this show, all right? And then we got Chatty Zaddy back, so you gotta wait to the end of the show to see Chatty Zaddy, and he's answering a lot of the questions that he didn't answer last time with y'all. We just got a quick 10 to 15 minutes with him, okay? His stuff is pre-recorded, so you can stay if you want more information on how to become debt-free, all right? Since everybody's going into debt now, and we'll talk about that. But first, to our people that is not in debt and creating oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Jasmine, I was ready to go. Look at me. Guys, we do get paid, all right? To put our sponsors in front of you, and you guys support our sponsors, and that's why they stay, because they're really good products and things like that we offer, that our sponsors offer. So we're just going to take this little moment while everybody is still getting in here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to brag about our sponsors, which means boldly raise a glass too. We will be right back after the break, okay? Because it's going down at Coachella. All right, let's go, Jasmine. Let's go.
You're not nervous because you're not feeling so fresh, huh? No, not down there, up here. Tell me this, have you ever panicked at the thought of taking off your wig and releasing the worst odor? Or just the thought of your partner burying their face in your 4-week-old box braids? One more question. Are you delaying your commitment to growing love locks because you know your scalp's history with thick, flaky buildup? If you can relate to any of these pretty common issues, I might have a solution for you. Crowned & Glorious Medicated Shampoo. It's proven to not only clear up scalp buildup, but clear it for a lot longer. Using Crowned & Glorious, you can do what before was unthinkable, like leaving in your protective styles for longer periods. You know, to get your money's worth. Because the formula used in Crowned & Glorious eliminates the underlying causes of that sour smell in your hair and helps to prevent crusty buildup. As if that's not exciting enough, studies have shown that the active ingredients in Crowned & Glorious can actually block certain hormones that causes hair loss, and it can effectively reverse alopecia or regrow your hair on thinning edges. So if you're ready to change your life forever, visit myclearcrown.com. Grab your first bottle of Crowned & Glorious Medicated Shampoo, because your crown is glory, and glory starts at the crown.
I need you to know what a proper compliment is. This one in particular, this lady walked up to me today. She walked up to me, she said, "Hey, you're doing that show tonight." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." She said, "I'm so proud of you." I said, "Oh, thank you so much." She was like, "It's like you're the whole package." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you." I didn't know what this meant. "Oh, well, thank you so much." The whole package. That sounds like a compliment. It's like you're the whole package. You're a father, you're a family man, and you're a stand-up comedian, very funny, and an actor. It's like you're a regular Bill Cosby.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
All right, and don't forget, Jasmine, do you have our gifts? Winos, we got gifts now, did you know? A long time in the making. Look, guys, anytime you guys want to chat, I believe that we just found out not only are we on Giphy, we are on Teams as well. So Microsoft Teams, any type of chat you want to get in, you can go on and see your wino emojis and get it lit, okay? They've already been spread across social media, causing chaos for the last couple of days. Congratulations. We got a lot of things rolling out for y'all this year, because next year we are rolling upon our 10-year anniversary, and we are planning our 10-year party that's going to be out the country next year, okay? So stay tuned for that. I spoke to the tour, our tour agent yesterday. Okay, yesterday. That's why everybody mad at us, because they can't do like us. They can't do like that. They've been on YouTube for years and can't do like this. They do one show here, one show there. But to take a whole tour, we did 30 cities last year. And 2026, international, baby. International. Tell them don't play with y'all. Y'all winos for real. Anyway, we winos, we take a lot of time to be dragging folk around here, you know, for they what do you call it? Misfortunes, intentional misfortunes and things like that. Just all around bullshit behavior. And when we have one of our own that's out here that's transforming their life, we gonna celebrate it. Now, you probably don't know who he is. It's okay. And I'm gonna try to get it right too. But his name is YBN Nahmir. Did I say his name right? YBN Nahmir. Okay, he's part of the YBN collective. It used to be Young Boss Ends. I can't say the N word because we're too early in the YouTube video, and you know YouTube likes to demonetize when you use any controversy in the first 30 minutes. Hell, in the whole video, we just never know. They change their mind so much, okay? But I need my little check, all right? And so, of course, you know, they're quoting these rap groups, whether you're a part of YSL or I don't know, whatever group it is that they have. These are gangs, right? And so we can say that YBN was a gang. I mean, they did change their name from Young Boss N-words to, get this, hold on for a second. It is now called Young Boss New China. Okay, so if the court ever says, YBN commonly refers to YBN, the collective, an American rap collective with YBN Nahmir, YBN Almighty J, YBN Corday. Historically, YBN was a gaming group that transitioned into a music collective that did the same things that rappers were doing. They transitioned into rappers. They started drinking lean. This little boy here done had seizures as early as like 22 years old. Okay, 22 years old, he having seizures because he on that shit real bad. And when I'm talking about shit, you know what I'm talking about. And so he has since cleaned himself up, and we're here to congratulate him today. And not congratulate him on his misfortunes, to congratulate him, okay? Instead of giving his money to the dope man, he gave it to McDonald's. He is the new franchise owner of a McDonald's. This is his first McDonald's franchise at 25 years old. 25. Y'all, we gotta hit them wine glasses for him. He done accomplished more than most of us in the chat. Me too. Me too. There was a time where black folks couldn't even own franchises. They wouldn't even let them have it. And the fact that he took his money and instead of giving it to the dope man after he made it on stage or from gaming or out here in the streets doing turf wars and doing diss tracks, he took it right down there to the corporate office and said, sir, give me 80% of this company. I'm going to pay you 20% of your franchise free, and I'm selling nuggets instead of dope. I love it. And y'all can say, well, it's not a good brand. McDonald's ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. Yeah, Chick-fil-A better, but McDonald's ain't going nowhere. Just if they ain't shut down Arby's yet, let's just talk about it. If they ain't shut down Arby's yet, then McDonald's is here to stay. Because I'm still trying to figure out who are Arby's customers. Who? Who said, man, I'm finna go to Arby's right now, bro. I want that turkey and ham sandwich right now. Stop. First of all, Arby's done made a killing selling the same sandwiches we used to make when we was kids with bologna meat, ham, spam, turkey meat. Turkey was a luxury. So we got the bologna with the red string and used to fry, take the string off, or you would fry it with the string on and the bologna would turn into a bowl and you would have to cut little, triangles in it to get it flat. They done came up with a concept to sell bologna sandwiches for $10 a sandwich. Like when people start buying $10 hot dogs. The worst meat of the world. They took the penis, the booty, the tongue, the intestine, all that, grounded it up and sold it. And now they selling it to y'all like a luxury kosher dog. And it's all the scraps. If it's a pig there, a human leg, a chicken, a corn, a rat that done got caught in the grinding machine, that's exactly what it is, okay? And that's why we suffering from the diseases now that Damon Wayans and Lamar Ball out here talking about. Bring them up, Jasmine. Congratulations, YBN. Get your money. Waiting on you to get your second franchise too. First of all, real quick, this who girls need to be, this the DM you need to be in. Legal money. Let me find Tantu. Let me get Tantu up over here. Let me make a matchmaker here. He can be my son-in-law. But when he got one McDonald's now, he gonna have a lot. That's how Shaquille O'Neal making his money. I got to get Tantu up here. And them light-skinned dudes, they really love chocolate women. They like them dog too. My daughter, she kisses chocolate. Look at me, she 18 now. Shoot, she 18. We cool. Moving on. Okay. So, although I am happy that we are having the conversation, y'all gonna really think that I'm really on that shit. When I tell, first of all, Jasmine, put them down for a second. When I tell you it's so hot in my office right now, it's so hot in my office. We done spent months renovating this office for the AC to go out and can't nobody fix it. And I'm around here sweating like I'm smoking that shit. We've been yelling. It is to the point where we're about to find another warehouse. That's how bad it is right now. I am hot. So I don't want y'all thinking I got lines spread across the table. My AC is blowing hot air. Hot air. In a hot climate. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Moving on. All right. So Damon Wayans did a little interview with Shannon Sharp, and he was talking a little bit about his health issues and things like that. And I like where the conversation was going. However, However, you know what I'm saying? We're going to really get into it. Go ahead, Jasmine, roll the video.
It's at 535.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be between 80 and
Yeah.
120.
You about to go into a diabetic coma.
That's what he said. So I tell Keenan, and Keenan's like, okay, you got to change your diet. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, if you don't eat sugar, you won't have a sugar problem. Right? Life changing. So he goes through my cabinets and stuff, and he's going to throw away this, you're going to throw away this. Ketchup got sugar. Everything I like got sugar.
You does.
And I was like, wow. So then I'm like, I still had to take insulin. You know, you taking 5-6 units with every meal. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Sticking your finger to pray. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, I don't. But what I found out having this glucose monitor is if I lift weights, heavier weights, then my sugar goes down all day. And especially legs. Right. So that's the first thing that go when you get older, you stop doing the legs.
Yeah.
You think walking is working your legs out. Oh, I walk 3 miles. It don't mean nothing.
In order for a muscle to grow, you got to put it under stress.
That part. You know, they say there's a part of your brain that only grows when you do stuff you don't want to do. And athletes tend to have the most developed part of their brain. And this part of the brain has to do with discipline, self-control, stick-to-itiveness, you know? And so I'm trying to develop that part of my brain.
Right. So we see LeVar Ball have some complications with diabetes, ended up having to have a limb amputated. Irv Gotti, I think he had type 2 diabetes. He ended up succumbing to it. So how does Damon Wayne eat now? I read that you only eat, you protein, have a garden.
Protein, vegetables. I do eat from my garden every day. People think I'm crazy, but it's delicious. I don't put a whole lot of seasoning. It's just salt and pepper. And then I have my, like turkey. Crazy thing is I can eat turkey, but chicken don't sit well. It don't digest.
Really?
Yeah. You think it's the cousin.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Why am I having problems?
Right.
But, I learned that with the glucose monitor.
Right.
Yams shoot my blood sugar up. Blueberries, it's all the stuff that they tell you can have.
Right.
No, you can't have.
They're very high in sugar, though. Especially fruit is very high in fructose.
All right, guys. Listen, I ain't no doctor, but I promise you I'm going to get one. Matter of fact, I'm going to get my doctor, my endocrinologist on this show because, I hate when they do interviews like this and it's a lot of misinformation. And a lot of it's got to do with just lack of self-discipline and self-control. Okay. And so when they sit up there and tell you that fruits spike your blood sugar and things like that, it's an excess of energy. Okay. So when you look at people that have type 2 diabetes, not type 1, we're not talking about type 1, we're talking about type 2, something that is completely avoidable, completely reversible. Lamar Ball, it's unfortunate, but they started cutting his toes, and I knew when they started cutting his toes that they were not going to stop cutting. They were not going to stop cutting, and I feel bad for this because it's like, how could he have type 2 diabetes and he's not fat? And people try to understand that. It's an abundance of energy. We eat too much, okay? And so when Damon sat up there and said that he notices that his blood sugar levels are the lowest when he's lifting weights, it's because it takes a lot of energy to lift weights. A lot. So all of that stored energy, that stored fat, that stored glucose and sugar, it gets expelled when you're lifting weights, not walking. Not, and I'm not even gonna say walking, but you can expel energy in many different ways. But the problem is our calories are so dense with corn chips, bread at the table, pasta, macaroni and cheese, French fries, fried foods, fried chicken, breaded, anything, alcohol, juice, Kool-Aid, soda, chocolate, all of this stuff. And then you can eat it, right? But if you're eating way too much, where does that energy go? If you're not doing high, like as Americans, we have to do weightlifting in order to expel that energy because we got too much. But when we go to UK, you see them eating the same foods, but why are their type 2 diabetics not as prominent as ours? Because they're not overeating. They're fasting. They're, instead of doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks, sitting at the desk. Yeah, you can eat as healthy as you want to eat, right? And they telling us to eat 5 meals a day, but you're not doing anything to expel the excess calories and energy. This is what happens. We have diabetes, and then the older we get, the slower we move. And then not to top off, we're nutritionally deficient in vitamins and minerals, supplements like B12, as well as high potent D3 to top it off. So which means you don't even have the vitamins and minerals in your body to help expel that energy as well too. So you're holding on to energy, whereas food is only energy. That's it. It is okay to go a day and not eat food, guys. I promise you, nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to die. Eating 5 times a day plus your snacks and stuff, crazy. But they don't want to talk about that. They want to say, oh, I can't eat yams. I can't eat blueberries. You can eat all of that. The problem is you're just eating too much. And I know this because not that it runs in my family, but it's the genetic makeup of Black people. We were born in hot climates, even though we weren't typically born in hot climates. But when you look at our genetic makeup and our DNA, where do we come from? Where do we come from? Why do you think most Africans that are not wealthy are skinny? It's not because they're hungry. It's because they travel more. They walk more. They're doing outdoor work more. They're sweating more. We don't even want to sweat no more. Like, these are things that our body and genetic makeup was made to do. Like, I just wish they would just be honest about it instead of getting out here saying you can't eat this, you can't eat that. You can eat what you want, but here's the thing. If you eat too much, this is what happens. And then you got this excess of glucose in your system, this energy with nowhere to go. It's just sitting there. So your pancreas gives out. Okay, where is it supposed to go? You're not peeing it out. You're not sweating it out. You're not moving. You're not doing nothing. And you're eating too much and you don't need all this. So that's just my little help tip for today. But I promise you, because, you know, I don't know anything. I've only been in the 9th grade 3 years, okay? I done watched my glucose go up. Doctor say, Tasha, you know better. I know. And let me bring it back down. And so what do? I'll fast for 3 to 5 days to reset it. It doesn't happen all the time. My glucose hasn't been up and through the roof in 3-4 years. But it's so preventable that it's not even funny. All right, guys, I'm sitting up over here sweating like a motherfucker. It's okay, guys, to not eat at all. It's okay to eat once a day. Eat your plants first, then save meat. You don't need meat at every meal, guys. We're Black people. We need fruits, vegetables, plants, guys. Put the shit down. Go 3 days without eating meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. It's okay. You're not gonna die. Jesus. Your body can survive 2-3 months without food. But consult your doctor first. Okay, moving on. Who's next, Jeff?
Break.
Oh, so she's making me take a break because I am sweating like a crackhead up in here. All right, guys, after the break, let me see who we have. You just hold your little tails right there. Coachella, MrBeast, as well as Wallo dragging Black businesses. And it's taking a huge turn in Diddy's case, okay? All that and more coming up right after the break. Stay right here, like, share, and subscribe. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to. Let's go.
Watched an earlier episode of you when you weren't my biggest fan, and you were like, "Oh, Kat, you called her ugly, but she got
say that."
You said she got the money. You said she got the money from you. She was tired of the ocean. She went and got this little young. She got some young fresh whatever. She got the bag from you, and now she got all to the little nigga kissing her ass. And I was like, "But she right? Like, not that she right? Because I wanted, like, I would have loved to have that." But because I was in that for so long and seeing how these little girls service you and cater to you and you feel like king and da-da-da-da-da, and then I wanted to emulate you. I wanted that for me.
Let's move on to Kanye. So Kanye been out here wilding. Now they trying to say that, you know, he got his information on the twins from me.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
When I told you that I wanted us to change, I really meant that. Earlier, when I was talking about the threesome, well, that was just me being honest with you.
I appreciate you being honest, babe, and opening up to me. I really want you to be happy.
Listen, babe, you're my wife. You're my soulmate. And no one and nothing is gonna change that.
Okay, so listen, if we do this, we gotta have some rules.
Definitely.
Okay.
You say the word.
Just listen. Rule number one.
Rule number one.
No one-offs.
No.
No sex, no dates, nothing.
Sounds good.
This is for us. Rule number two.
Number two.
Feel comfortable if I pick her.
But I mean...
Okay, listen, we can pick her together.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. Rule number three. What's rule number three?
Go back to rule number one.
No one-offs.
No one-offs.
No one-offs. Absolutely never. And is there a rule? Is there a fourth rule?
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
And we're back. All right, guys, don't forget we're heading over to TashaKLive.com. Right after this, we got Wine on Offset and Ari allegedly sleeping together. Tokyo Tony putting out roommates, saying that they stole $98,000 from her row house in DC, and much more. Alvo alleging that Shamar, clocked that allegedly has a few transmittable diseases that he clocked. Okay, all that and more coming up on TashaKLive.com. Very uncensored, very raw show right after this show, which will start around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. So stay tuned. Okay, you do have to subscribe to TashaKLive.com to watch that. All right. All right. So here's the thing, Coachella. Y'all, you know it's bad when white folks is going broke on White Wine Wednesday. All right. Now everything that was meant for us, just to keep a little bit more money in our pocket. Sometimes it can go to our credit report. And sometimes if we're a little bit savvy, we know how to get it off of our credit report. So when we pay through a firm and, Afterpay and things like that, and our care credit, we know how to finagle a little something, to get to where we want to go. So Coachella tickets were around $600. All right. And they found out that this year was the highest that, because, white folks is only out there. They listen to the black folks on stage. We will always be the center of attention when it comes to entertainment. Okay. And so this is one of the biggest festivals of the year with majority black talent, but with Caucasian and Asian and stuff, audiences and everything, just buying up our little stuff, and they're using credit to come see us. Credit. So Afterpay and Klarna and all them places have seen an uptick in over 80% of Coachella buyers use layaway. Layaway. I said, boy, I thought they was daddy's rich kids and stuff. What happened, y'all? Now they're going to stop. They're going to try to blame it on us statistically that we did it and why their companies is going into bankruptcy now and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When they don't get their money back. All right. I'm just appalled that they would even go and put tickets on credit. So which means, here's the thing. Beyonce little tour may be struggling. They say them Cowboy Carter tickets was $2,000, $3,000, $6,000. And so if they're using $600 credits to buy to get Coachella tickets, then damn well people finna be filing bankruptcy at startovernow.org to get out of them paying them damn Beyonce tickets. Seriously, I thought we put, vacations on credit. But concerts? $600? Like, it's getting bad out here, y'all. It's getting bad, okay? But if they like it, we love it. Welcome. Welcome, white people. Welcome. Come grab a seat, sit down. We've been doing this since Kmart. School closed, everything on layaway, Klarna, credit, Afterpay, it all, okay? Listen. Come on, have a seat, all right? Just don't be trying to act like you better than us. Moving on. So, MrBeast. Now, people, they love MrBeast. The numbers speak for themselves. And I just think that, as Black people, as Africans and stuff like that, or just, Caribbeans and things, like we make up, we're not as nutrition, like as population dense as white folks, right? And so when it comes to philanthropists like MrBeast, a lot of people would argue and say that what he's doing is a great thing. It's an amazing thing. At least he's using his platform to help people. And, we can't argue with that. Tasha, you sit over here and you call out people, but what are you doing? What are you doing for people? I would never tell you. I would never tell you. Reason being is because when people are going through things like financially and you help them, it's kind of embarrassing. And it's like, why are you really doing it if you're telling people what you're doing? MrBeast is a billionaire. Since most of his money is tied up in assets, but he is, when it comes to assets, he is a billionaire. Does he have that in liquid cash? That would be stupid to have that kind of money in liquid cash, knowing that the banks could crash at any time. And you can't trust crypto, so you put it in things that, you can cash in, not purses, houses, businesses, things like that, maybe gold, okay? That's what real money does, right? But I don't know anything. Remember, I was only in the 9th grade 3 years, barely graduated with a GED. All right. And so MrBeast's latest video on his channel really rubbed me the wrong way. Jasmine, do we have the thumbs up?
Here you go. Thank you. No problem. And if you're wondering how this works, every time someone watches this entire video, including you right now, money is generated. And as this video grows, that increasing amount of money will feed an astonishing amount of people. Everybody eats. But that's not all it's gonna do. You watching this video will supply farmland, build massive kitchens, fill schools with food for their students, and save children from child labor. So honestly, I'm glad you're here. There you go. 1,500 people have now been fed.
Oh, he looked like the white Jesus amongst all them Black people. He just looked like the white Jesus. And I saw it and I said, on one hand, we can say this is great. At least somebody is doing something, And on the other hand, it really burned me to my soul that why he ain't over there in Thailand helping with all them little children that his white counterparts are trafficking, allegedly. Why? Jasmine, pull the thumbnail from his latest video, his very last video. This is... Why do white folks always go to Africa and use their platforms to say they need food? They always feeding the kids. Why they not helping the parents? Why they not putting jobs in place for parents to be able to feed their children? Why are they positioning themselves like they're the parents that's going to come save these kids and give them a bowl of rice a day? And yet their parents are out here slaving and working hard, but you never see them with the parents. And they always put them up on the screen like this, like with an empty bowl. First of all, let's look at that village behind him. That village is clean. I don't know if a lot of y'all have been to any African countries, but I do want you to go, because the pandering has to stop. It has to stop, because real people who really, really help people don't do it this way. They don't keep $1 billion worth of assets and then ask their audience to feed hungry kids, but you don't see their parents nowhere near around. They building schools, but who's gonna fund and take care of the teachers? And ensure that the parents can afford to send their kids. Like, who? Come on. I'm just trying to figure out. We got trailer parks over here in Detroit with a bunch of white kids outside of trailers with meth, amphetamines and shit. You got beaches full of white people and kids out in LA right now. You got children farms, sex farms in Utah with the Mormon people. Why you ain't up over there? Africa got more black billionaires that you can count in the entire world. And real people that help people do not exploit children. They don't exploit people like this. They give and go do their business. They go to Africa, they start businesses, they get out. But you can say, but he's a content creator. He's not going to get no views unless he's making people that oppress these people feel good about the hundreds and thousands and millions of years they have been oppressing people to get rich, only to go over there and feed them rice. High glycemic rice. I'm tired of this crap. Boy, I've been seeing y'all praise this crap like, yo, this is not authentic, man. And I go to his thumbnail, he ain't got no poor white children. He ain't got no poor lady boy children that's being sexually exploited by his white constituents up over there that he trying to save from sex trafficking. He ain't got none of that going on up over there, but he got flies flying around. Black people like that's nasty in Africa or something where flies live there because it's an organic environment where mosquitoes are still very prominent and flies and animals, but we ain't got none of that over here, and our thyroids and endocrine systems are all disrupted because we're eating fake food. Meanwhile, Africans got some of the most nutritionally dense food because y'all ain't up over there spraying chemicals on grass because you want green grass in your yard to make it look nice. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Kids ain't coming out highly autistic up over there. Look at the autism rates. Come on now, stop. Stop the cap. You take his high, bright, white ass on over there to other countries and leave him alone. They fine. And you can say, Tosh, you ain't doing that. You'll never know what I'm doing. It ain't nobody's business. But Idris Elba just went up over there and built a movie studio. Guess who he's employing? His people so that they can feed their kids. Not, oh, I'm going to feed your kids, but not feed you as the damn parent that's taking care of the kids. See how stupid that is? Like he the world's white Jesus. Man, get the fuck out of here. Moving on. Okay, who don't like it? One view feeds one person. You're a billionaire, man. You can feed everybody. Start giving people jobs. How about that? Give people jobs they feed. Give people no free food. Even Jesus said that. Show you how to fish, not give you no fish, and you'll know how to fish for life. But they don't want to tell them. They don't want to show them how to create jobs. They just want to get Wallo. It's too early in the day for this. All right. So Wallo out here, and y'all dragging Wallo. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of agree with what he's saying. Wallo, go.
Us. Oh, I'm black. Oh, black people. Nobody gives a about that. Kill that shit. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. About what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Grab his Porsche, Ferrari, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me?
Was he talking to people in jail? Was that a jailhouse? I was with him for like the first minute, and then when he started saying 78% of y'all ain't gonna make it, when you truly look statistically at like African Americans, about 60 to 70% of our, even African Americans as well as Africans are entrepreneurs. So not everybody wants to be a millionaire, first of all. But I do agree that, just because you're a black business doesn't mean you earn my business. You got to give good business. I'm not going to just give my money to anybody. But for him to compare black businesses to, if I want to buy a Ferrari or a Porsche, first of all, do we have any black-owned car makers? Jasmine, do you know a black-owned car maker?
Not off the top.
If Gaddafi had succeeded in united the African countries as one nation, my husband was talking about that the other night, I think we would have had our own African airlines. And, I'm talking about where we're actually making the aircrafts and African cars. But, they killed Gaddafi because they didn't want him, reuniting the African nations as one nation, but different states, as the Americas are, and Canada is, as the UK is, as China is, because that would have made Africa, have their one solid army and technology. That would have really put them above the game. And then, white folks wouldn't be over there extracting, minerals to build their Teslas and cars and things like that. But they don't leave money for the Africans over there, because guess what? All the African countries are divided because they have their own presidents instead of one president and governments. Yeah. But Wallo, if you're such a millionaire, while I do agree that black folks do have to have the same standards as other businesses and give good businesses, they have to run good businesses, customer services, my standard. I think there was a way that if you're a motivational speaker, you could have did that in a better way by, pointing out some of the things that they do, instead of you trying to defend why you spend your money with white-owned corporations instead of you being a millionaire and starting your own car company. Dumbass nigga. I'm just sorry. Hate it when they do that. Like, you can go buy a black car anywhere. I'm going to buy a Porsche. I'm going to buy a Ferrari and a Bentley. Y'all don't tell me what to do with my money. Black people always step up your game. Why don't you help invest in the first black car? I think it's going to be my son, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, we're moving in that direction. The little boy started putting together toy cars from scratch when he couldn't even talk, before he was 1. I'm looking at his engineering and physics, and that's how we're watching him over in Africa right now. The kid I abandoned that I don't take care of, even though he's in a private school. And he speaks 5 languages, and, just watching him dominate and learn critical thinking early and, be pushed in tech areas. Yeah. He is the type of mother that's going to put her money where her mouth is and help him to start his first black-owned, African-owned car. And let's hope Africa gets behind him to support an African-made car with African engineers. Wallo. Oh, gosh. Moving on, guys. Real quick, guys, after the break, we got Shaddy Zaddy that's back to answer some bankruptcy questions for you guys. And then there has been a strong turn in Diddy's case, okay? And so we got some exclusive information coming from people that's going to be inside that courtroom at trial and what's going down. And so I want you guys to be the first to know before it pops off. There is a book that I'm going to be sharing here pretty soon in 2 weeks that one of the witnesses wrote. We're going to leave the witness unidentified, but you will get facts, okay? And there's a lot of witnesses, so, prosecution trying to figure out who it is, they won't. Anyway, but we got wine to spill, so to hell with all that, okay? So all this and more coming up after the break. We got some sponsors we need to brag about, which means boldly raise a glass to let's go.
Tired of unreliable phone plans? Can you hear me now? What about never having service and having to spend all your hard-earned money on hidden fees. And don't even get me started on the customer service. Tired of phone plans ganging up on you. Get Rockstar Wireless. Say goodbye to big phone bills. Switch to Rockstar Wireless for unlimited talk, text, and data for just $19.99 a month. And never be held down by your phone bill again. Rockstar Wireless has your back. Stay connected with Rockstar Wireless.
Now, I don't know if it's witchcraft or what. And I know it sounds super crazy. But all I know is every time I try to give my Trina son,
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Since when was it okay for you to be a hoe?
active sex life, same thing.
The exclusiveness that only we share, us being completely vulnerable to each other, trying stuff and doing stuff together for the first time with each other only. We waited my whole life to save myself for you.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
You're nervous because you're not feeling so fresh. Huh? No, not down there, up here. Tell me this, have you ever panicked at the thought of taking off your wig and releasing the worst odor? Or just the thought of your partner burying their face in your 4-week gold box braids? One more question. Are you delaying your commitment to growing love locks? Because you know your scalp's history with thick, flaky buildup. If you can relate to any of these pretty common issues, I might have a solution for you. Grounding Glorious Medicated Shampoo. It's proven to not only clear up scalp buildup, but clear it for a lot longer. Using Grounding Glorious, you can do what before was unthinkable, like leaving in your protective styles for longer periods. You know, to get your money's worth. Because the formula used in Grounding Glorious eliminates the underlying causes of that sour smell in your hair and helps to prevent crusty buildup. As if that's not exciting enough, studies have shown that the active ingredients in Grounding Glorious can actually block certain hormones that causes hair loss, and it can effectively reverse alopecia or regrow your hair on thinning edges. So if you're ready to change your life forever, visit myclearcrown.com. Grab your first bottle of Grounding Glorious Medicated Shampoo, because your crown is glory, and glory starts at the crown.
I need you to know.
All right, and we're back. Okay, thanks so much for your patience, guys. Don't forget, we're heading over to TashaKLive.com right after this live to talk Tokyo Tony. Baby, thank you. Tokyo Tony. Alvo and Shamar are fighting again. Okay, and let me see who else we got exclusively on TashaKLive.com. Just in case you want to come over there. Offset smashing Ari, Moneybag Yo's long-term girlfriend that he'll never marry. Okay. All that and more coming up on TashaKLive.com. You do have to subscribe to watch that show. All right, so Diddy. Okay, so this case is really heating up, and like I've been trying to, wait on certain things to come out before I go forward with every single headline that's out there. And so Diddy is, of course, preparing for a fight because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him. I am not rooting for him to win at all. I think, whatever Diddy did over these years, eventually it was going to come back to bite him, especially when you got a Haitian deity on your back, okay, that says you are supposed to, honor women and children while being an alleged gay man, because it is a protector of gay men too. You got to do what you done sworn your blood oath to do. When you serving, other powers and not God. Like when everything was going down and he was out there whitewater rafting. He was fighting, and whitewater rafting is a form of water energy transmuting. That's why I was trying to tell y'all to listen. It's not witchcraft. It's like, but people do misuse it. It's wrong because, we can't get up to space. We can't. We don't have $150,000 to go up to space and where it's pure and it's silent and you can really hear God and feel God and its real essence. And so we have to transmute him down here. And you wonder why there's a lot of billionaires and millionaires that are by the water every day and why they make it so damn expensive to live there is because they transmute water energy in order to misuse it for worldly riches and stuff. Whereas it is the closest thing to God that man can't conquer and can't, taint. And so when I saw him out there whitewater rafting right before he was due to turn himself in, he was trying to summon the water to give him a taste of what he was about to go through so that he would know how to overcome it. And you guys don't have to believe me, when it comes to stuff like this. I am a strong believer in God, and I understand how to talk to him, how to get to him, and how to, communicate in my way. Everybody has their own way, but I know when they're misusing, God's energy for their own personal gain. And this is what happens. And this is why he's behind bars. But that's neither here nor there. Those are just my, personal spiritual beliefs and stuff like that. But let's just stick to the facts. He's got a hell of a RICO and racketeering case that's mounting against him. And I got to tell you, whereas like people are rooting for Cassie and she is the star witness, they're also not prepared for witnesses to possibly switch on Cassie. And I'm talking about majority of the male prostitutes and the sex workers. Hell, even the prostitutes that he hired to participate. It's just going to be interesting watching a jury listen to or watch the tapes that he recorded and his lawyers to explain, does this look like I'm taking vagina? Or does it look like she's enjoying it? I mean, she's a paid worker. Like, if you're a prostitute and you sell, see, that's what it is. I asked my friends at my birthday trip when we was all on the bus and we was going island hopping and stuff for my past birthday. And I said, what y'all knowing everything that's going on in the case now with Diddy and you were summoned to be a juror, I said, based off of public perception and everything that the news has put out, would you find him guilty based off of that? And they all said no. They said, no, we wouldn't do that. We would listen to the evidence. And if the evidence said that he did it, he did it. If the evidence said that he didn't do it, he didn't do it. Fair is fair. And I think, a lot of people now, when like all the smoke clears, it's like, and these lawsuits aren't sticking and stuff like this, it's like, what did Diddy really do? Everyone knew he was whooping ass and he never was held accountable for it. The women never went to the police about it. Not even Kim Porter. I mean, he's flying in plastic surgeons to fix noses, allegedly. And she stayed. She stayed even when he had multiple women that he was courting. So which means if he was in London over here, you got time to get your shit and go. But they were, all accustomed to a certain lifestyle, Now, there's a difference between domestic violence and sex trafficking. Domestic violence is charged differently. Now, I don't know about them shootings and things like that went down. I do know people did time over them shootings and stuff. They got paid hefty. Shine got paid to take a charge if Diddy compensated him well, even got him back his United States. He was able to visit the United States because, you're not able to visit the United States. If you commit a crime of that nature. Even 50 Cent is coming out like after he did, he was doing a documentary and it's like, what did Diddy really do that was so wrong that people did not allow him to do? Diddy had wide hips and a thick ass. I wish he would. I wish he would have tried to kick me with a fat ass. When the man was asking me to bend him over, I would have put a dynamite in his ass. Like Cassie got paid. I think what it was is when Cassie front temporal lobe woke up, she was like, oh my God, like, I'm really not going to make it. I really can only sing one tune. But I told y'all, we spoke to some of the male prostitutes. Cassie was calling. Cassie initiated. Cassie told him how she wanted it, what he would like. Nobody hold no gun to her head. And if he did try to blow up Kid Cudi's car, that's an arson charge. It's an arson charge. If his defense team, like Brian, Young Thug's lawyer that just entered the chat, If his defense team manages to keep all of the hearsay, all of the unfounded allegations out the courtroom and just make it between him and Cassie, what you would truly see is a domestic dispute, employment wage issues, and that's really it. That's really it. Had they would have put Diddy out on bond, I think they would have had a stronger chance of winning. But the fact that he has $50 million to hire one of the best criminal defense teams in the world, this is going to be interesting. Brian Steele is a lawyer that is willing to go to jail in order to prove a prosecution wrong or even judges wrong. Like, he don't mind being held in contempt. He don't mind going to jail behind his clients. Did he get Young Thug a good deal? I mean, Young Thug is out of jail, so I mean, he has his freedom. But you have to understand, now Diddy and them are going for procedural errors. This is the reason why they asked Brian Steele to enter his case, because now they are going to focus on pinpointing procedural errors and judges' bias in order to get Diddy off. They finna play a dirty game. And let's not forget, Diddy got $50 million to spend on the legal team, and not including the pardon team. He can't get no pardon or commuting of a sentence until it's entered. Trump was at Diddy parties. Everybody was. And if he plans on playing these tapes, like they said that they are interviewing jurors to see how they feel about sexual freedom and what is their idea of monogamy and heterosexuality and bisexuality and LGBTQ, like they are making sure that they got juries that are there that are going to see it for what it is. Like, you was fucking because you liked it. I got high and beat your ass like I Turner beat Tina. But I didn't force you to stay. Like, I'm telling you, it's finna get thick, y'all. And I think the world is going to be shocked because Diddy has won at a lot of shit in his life. Not saying he's a good person. I'm just saying, but when you've been dancing with the white man too long and you learned his ways and you learn what he likes and his kinks, he learned his kinks. The white man's kinks. Got the white man on tape. You called Johnson & Johnson up and said, give me all the baby oil during the pandemic. And they sent it to him. His personal assistant, the best documentary that I've seen out of all the documentaries was the documentary on HBO. I can't think of it right now. But his personal assistant, which is a man, said he wanted to work with Diddy his whole life. It was his dream job. And when he got there, he couldn't believe that he was working with Diddy. And they said everything started out professional until Diddy started asking him to put together his Wild King nights. I don't know if you saw that documentary on HBO. I can't think of the name right now, but let me throw HBO some coins right now because y'all need to go watch it. And there was only two things in that whole documentary that stuck out to me, okay? Give me 1 second and I'm gonna let you know what it was, okay? Hold on, HBO documentary on Diddy. It's a limited series, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Untitled. Sean Combs. Hold on. Nope. The Fall of Diddy. Watch The Fall of Diddy. Okay. And so I watched it in its entirety. And there was only two things. Tisa Tales was on there. Shout out to Tisa Tales. And there was two things in that entire documentary that stuck out to me, which was the story of one of his executives' ex-girlfriends. I can't think of her name right now, and this personal assistant. And his personal assistant is slated to testify saying that Diddy forced him into a freak off, which I found very odd when I listened to his story. And if I was a juror, I would call bullshit. So this is a grown-ass man. He wanted to work for Diddy. He was a personal assistant. Whatever a guy asked you to do as a personal assistant, you did it. But Diddy paid good money for his personal assistants. Remember, he had the one guy that was holding the umbrella while he walked. You know, this is the type of money that Diddy paid. And this guy said he did anything to work for Diddy, but he didn't know what he was going to be doing was, you know, finding prostitutes and, you know, putting the baby oil and the condoms and the Molly and the pink Tucci and all in the room to set up for the Wild King nights, bring the liquor when they needed extra things, when they was down there having the sex parties. He basically set up the sex parties for Diddy and helped bring in the prostitutes, fetch girls and stuff like that. And it was like nobody was held against their will, but there was one moment where he said in the documentary that he came down there to bring Diddy something. And Diddy said, hey, you've been coming down here for a minute. Like, if you want to taste something, you can. Like, this is paid. It ain't nobody. And he looked at Diddy. And he was like, yeah, go on, taste something. Go ahead, take you something. And so he said he felt forced. He said he felt forced to take it. Now, I've asked a lot of men that was in that situation, what would you have done? They said we would have took it. The girls came up to him and started going down on him. And then he said he felt like he was just taken advantage of. Like, oh my God. And I was like, little boy. And he finna get on the witness stand with this. Because there's a tape. Diddy taped them all. And you can't say that you were forced to take drugs and things like this. It's not like this man had a gun to your head, but now they're trying to say abuse of power, whereas a lot of people want to hang with powerful people. They want to do what powerful people do. This is what they do. They have nothing to do with their money, so they go and have orgies all day. They go shopping. They do stuff to fulfill themselves because they're void. They're void people. And so, you know, you wanted to work for Diddy, and you have many a times when you left the house to go get him some cigarettes or go buy condoms or get mass orders of deportation of baby oil to go the other way and not come back. But you came back because that check was nice. And now because there's prosecution and they're looking at his enablers, you weren't an enabler even though you helped set up the rooms. Come on now. Stop. And so I ain't feeling sorry for nobody that was down there. Like I said, T.I. and Tiny, we put it out. We saw text messages of them asking the girls, hey guys, we having a party. Don't come. Pay girls only if you're willing to take Molly. If you don't want no Molly, don't come. It ain't like he was holding a gun to their head through the phone. Talking about, you better get up over here. Open your leg. No, they all rotated the same girls. Black China and all of them. The only person I really believe that was really violated was the executive of Diddy's Diddy's executive's girlfriend. So she got in the car with Diddy's a long time ago, over 20, 30 years ago, when he first got Bad Boy, and she got in the car. This is in the documentary. She had always went to Diddy to talk to him whenever her boyfriend was acting out, so it wasn't unusual. So Diddy called her and said, I'm coming to scoop you one day. Now, mind you, this is this man's boss. This is a gorgeous woman. And he probably felt like the girl wanted him because she was always coming to him. Why are you in my office? Why are you in my face? This is why we as women tell you to stay out of men's face. We tell little girls, stay out of men's face because men take it differently. Not that it's your fault. They just don't think the same. So stay the hell out their face, stay the hell out their lap. But she kept going to Diddy trying to save her boyfriend or something or talk sense into him when she couldn't talk. And when you're confiding in another man, that's an emotional transmutation of energy. So he's like, oh, you're coming to me for advice. Obviously, you feeling me. Diddy's used to getting whoever he wants. He's the guy. So why would he not think you wouldn't want him when the entire world has wanted him and not left? Has any of Diddy's baby mothers ever came out here and said anything bad about him? The only one that came out and said something bad was Gina, and that's because he kicked the baby out of her stomach. Had she would have kept that baby, she wouldn't be nowhere on my platform, nowhere near around here, okay? At all. She just wanted to be a baby mama. He said, not today. Not today. He said, you barely speak English. So we got the other Asian lady pregnant. So here's my thing. So she gets in the car. Diddy comes, scoops her. What are you doing getting in a car with a man that's not your man? She thought it was not unusual. I always go. But did you go and hang out with Diddy and drink with him? So you get in the car. You take a drink. She said she felt a little woozy. He took her to the office. and fucked the shit out of her and held her down and sent her on about her way. That's the only story I believe. But she didn't say nothing until now. And then she came out and said, there's a tape of my. Y'all listen, it's going to be very interesting over this trial. And like I said, my people are on the ground in the courtroom, y'all. And I'm going to be bringing it to you. Matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be giving you guys an exclusive book from one of or more of the sex workers that were actually at the parties. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're already saying that we're not going to get up there and lie for Cassie. We're not going to do it. We can't. That's wrong, especially if we're on tape. We can't lie. We're on tape. What are we going to say in the tape? And I told you they were there servicing Diddy too. What the hell? Male prostitutes. Come on now. Call male prostitutes to screw your girl and you don't get none either. Come on now. Stop. Stop the cap. Listen, guys. We shall wait. We shall wait. We shall wait. Okay. And listen. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But I gotta tell you that Brian's still entering the prosecution. Oh, it's gonna get dirty. It's gonna be a shit show. He's finna cuss out judges. Take me to jail. All for his black clients. He finna get 25 million of that 50 million Diddy got. He finna get it. They said they're looking for a black woman too. I said, let me go get my law degree. It's time. Let me go get my law degree. It's time. It's time. I don't know whether my client did it or not. I am here to just create doubt. That's it. My invoice ain't paid, Diddy. I'm not arguing it. They ain't go, okay. You sure you saw this man? How would you know if you saw this man? Right here. If you were on dope. How do you know? Tell me, I'll wait. I have expert doctors in there. What are the effects of Molly and GHB and Tucci? Could someone remember who it is that they did? But if they are a paid prostitute and this is their service, how are we supposed to know when they don't know if they didn't know? I'm telling you, y'all, I'm in there giving them hell. I'm in there giving them hell. As long as I got my invoices. Seriously. Hey, y'all, don't forget, we're about to head over to TashaKLive.com for the second part of the show. We got Tokyo Tony taking in subscribers. Yeah, imagine I let one of y'all, my YouTubers, move in with me. I would do it, but y'all wouldn't live in my house. You would live in another house. You know what I'm saying? But Tokyo Tony said they moved in and stole $98,000 from her. Shamar is out here being exposed by his ex-boyfriend again for having a few STDs or STIs or whatever you call them. They say HIV is a STI now. Definitely going to be talking about Offset and Ari sleeping together. And Moneybag Yo allegedly finding out about it, okay? It's been going down on Twitter for 2 days now, and people aren't answering questions. Everybody's just quiet, okay? All that and more coming up on TashaKLive.com, all right? In the meantime, guys, you know that we have to shout out our amazing sponsors, products that I use. Guys, guess what? We got the Nano Blanco toothpaste back in stock. I was cussing the supplier out, okay? So this is the whitening toothpaste I use, my family use. This is not a toothpaste for breath or gingivitis or nothing like that. This is strictly for whitening effects, all right? Once you reach your whitening effect, you discontinue use, save it until they get brown again, and then you can re-whiten them right in your house, all right? So you need to come behind it with some regular toothpaste. You can get this on my website on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10, okay? It is back in stock. Some of the best whitening toothpaste out there. It is a vitamin-based toothpaste, okay? Also, guys, we are sponsored in part by the Sugar Case. These are some of my favorite body oils that I use. All right, I typically put them on when I'm in the shower. She's got some nice body scrubs, some nice lip stains that I use. face scrubs and things like that. Black woman owned. You guys can access her website on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 today. I smell like butterscotch Sunday, okay? And people are raving. And you know what I like about her packaging? Because you know, a lot of times when we order oils, you get them, they oily everywhere. These bottles do not leak. I do not have an oil ring around no tables or my bathrooms or anything, okay? At all. And Jasmine can attest to that. So her packaging is amazing and the oil lasts for months, okay? Very thick organic oil with natural ingredients. All right, guys. I'm almost out of my mushroom extract complex. Okay, everybody should have some mushroom therapy for HIV therapy. So we got to get a couple bottles over to Alvo and Shamar. I got one left. Okay, I'm waiting on my other bottle to come in from the company. Okay, mushroom therapy is used in HIV therapy, HPV therapy, cancer therapy. It helps to optimize T cells and things like that. Okay, I'm supposed to take 2 a day. I got 1 a day, so which means somebody been up here taking my damn vitamins. Okay. But don't worry, we're not out of stock on the site. So I'm just waiting on mine to come in. Use my coupon code TK10. Again, these vitamins give you energy. They clear cloudy thinking. You know, you have foggy brain and stuff like that. Cancer therapy, bone therapy, and all of that. Okay, so I'm going to take my last one up over here. All right. Don't forget, guys, this is the gossip shop. So we do this at the end of every segment, okay? Try not to bombard y'all with too many ads in the beginning, so we wait to the end where you get to stay whether you want to go and listen, okay? Hold on. I needed 2 vitamins because I normally take 2 a day, all right? All right, guys. We're also sponsored in part by Inez Beauty, a Black esthetician. She's got an amazing glycolic and koji acid product that I use to keep dark marks out of my face. Okay, hyperpigmentation. I'm always in the sun a lot and things like that. And so, you know, it could cause sunspots and stuff. This will even out your skin tone in a matter of days, okay? It is very strong. It should last you about 6 months, so you shouldn't be using it all the time. Once your hyperpigmentation or your dark spots clear up, discontinue use and save it until you need it again, all right? And in addition to this, all right, you can get this on my website, shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 for all the products, all right? And guys, if you get all the mushrooms, remember, if you buy all of them together, you get 30% off. If you just buy one, you get 10% off. Use the coupon code TK10. All right. We also have the Koji Cocoa Soap, one of our hot sellers. All right. It's honestly almost out, if I'm not mistaken. And so this is a mixture of koji acid, turmeric, lemon, and cocoa butter. The reason we add cocoa butter is because we're Black people. Yes, this is selling with just turmeric and koji acid. And that's why a lot of Black people are looking yellow. All right. Because the turmeric does turn you yellow. You don't want to look yellow, okay? You just want your dark marks gone. I've been using this for years. Like I said, my late hairstylist put me onto it. It is not a bleaching cream. It is not anything bleach effect. What it does is even out skin tone, okay? So I've been using it for years. You don't see me bleached. You don't see me looking all, you know, like I got to wear glasses. You know how some of these people be bleaching around here looking like X-Vibes cartel and stuff, and they got to go around because guess what? There are certain things that you cannot bleach, like your eyelids or maybe your knuckles on your skin. So this just takes away dark marks, stretch marks, and things like that you may get coming in contact with chemicals, razors, or just, you know, hurting yourself and things like that, or just sun damage. All right. And so it is a very popular soap. Once you reach your desired results, discontinue use, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it up until you have to use it again. Okay. I use it heavily on my bikini line because sometimes I can't get to, you know, the laser lady, right? And I'll shave, and sometimes I may get like, you know, dark marks from the shaving. This takes it right off. 2-3 days it's gone, okay? And I'm not bleached at all right? So it's my natural skin tone. Don't forget, guys, I did it for my underarms, for my elbows, and everything, all right? ShopTKDeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10. Don't forget, guys, we also have the sea moss as well as the olive leaf, very potent liquid-based multivitamins that we're offering, okay? 98% of the vitamins and minerals that you need daily. The olive leaf helps with respiratory support, high blood pressure, minimizing any type of diabetes and things that you have. You can look at testimonials yourself on YouTube from real people who are not commercialized at all or being endorsed to do this, okay, or to sell this. And so it is available. This does come from the olive leaf of the tree, okay? And they extract the vitamins and minerals out of it. And this comes from actual sea moss, okay? Organic sea moss, 10,000 milligrams. It is mango flavored, extracted. You could put it in your coffee, put it in your water. You could take it straight up if you want to. I take both of mine straight up. Both of these are on the website, shoptkdeals.com. And I'm proud to announce that we finally got my favorite, okay? I had to get my doctor in on this, all right? So we got the vitamin. Not only do we have vitamin D3, we have high quality vitamin D3, which means it's highly absorbable. The problem with a lot of vitamin D2 and D3 products on the market is that we don't absorb them, all right? And I got this because remember I told y'all I was doing CrossFit and I've been on and off with CrossFit for years. And there was a time where I thought I injured myself in CrossFit. And so I just took it easy. I could, like, it was hip pain and it was foot pain. And I was like, what's going on? So I'm thinking I need to stretch more and things like that. For months it went like this. And then I started getting more crippled and I started walking with a limp. I couldn't even walk from my building to my office. That's how bad it was. So I was like, all right, let me go get everything checked out. So I went and got blood work. Come to find out, my vitamin D, I was 50% deficient in vitamin D, and my muscle mass and bone loss and everything was inflamed and low. The only way I could do this was by restoring my vitamin D. So I started taking over-the-counter vitamin D. I had got it out off of Amazon, but it wasn't potent. I took it to my doctor. He was like, no, you're going to stop that. And he gave me this type of vitamin D, which is a liquid soluble vitamin D. You can either get it in a pill or you can get it in a syringe. Now, the problem is he gave me 50,000 IUs that I had to take for 3 months in addition to my sea moss, okay, which has vitamin D in it too, because Black folks, we don't get enough. We just don't get enough, all right? And so if you have any arthritic symptoms, bone symptoms, inflammation symptoms, you're probably more than likely, and you could take a blood test to figure it out. The blood tests are like $100, vitamin D deficient, and this is the only way that you're going to restore it, okay? And so vitamin 3, as opposed to vitamin D2, is a lot stronger, and it helps to get the vitamin D3 levels up fast. And this was liquid based, which means it's tasteless. You put it in your water, put it in your coffee, put it under your tongue. 10,000 IUs a day. If you're in the sun for 40 minutes and you can actually make vitamin D from in the sun, that's 90,000 IUs in 40 minutes. This is just 10,000 a day that you should be taking every day. And you could take it to your doctor. It's very high quality. Matter of fact, the company is out of the UK. So you know they have different standards and procedures on a lot of things that they sell to people. And this is damn near prescription based, okay? This is on the website, shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10. Guys, before we head over to TashaKLive.com right now, thank you guys. We actually filmed Do You Like Me last night, our first official episode, and it is good, y'all, our dating show. It ain't no ratchet shit. It ain't no raggedy Black women. It ain't none of that. I love it. Classy ass people that are hardworking, that truly want to find real relationships. It is not based on what you're wearing, what you got, you know what I'm saying, how your body shape. It is people really getting to know people, all right? And we're doing it the old school way, taking it all the way back when a guy passed you a note saying, do you like me? So guys, please, we are building out the full season now. Please email us at doyoulikemecontestant@gmail.com. That is doyoulikemecontestant@gmail.com. And we will send you a link and you will upload your details there. And then our casting team will look and see if we could pair you with somebody and possibly put you on a show. And we filmed the first episode last night and it was so good. It was so good. Oh my God. I'm so proud of my team. So proud of my team. So stay tuned. All right, guys. If you want to advertise on the platform, please feel free to email me via unwinewithtashak@gmail.com and or hit the DM at unwinewithtashak or Instagram. And we're going to let Chatty Zaddy take you home for those of y'all that have questions on, you know, your debt issues. If you're drowning in debt, medical bill debt, house debt, car debt, child support debt, tax debt, Chad is here for 15 minutes to explain all that to you. And if you do want to talk to a bankruptcy attorney, go to my website, startovernow.org, to talk to Chad or free bankruptcy attorney now, okay? But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and give you Chad, all right? Let's Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Sheck is pulling it up. And then we'll take a little break before we head over to TashaKLive.com. So we'll be live on TashaKLive.com at, I believe it's going to be like, what time, Jasmine?
I'm aiming for, well, shoot, with this video.
It's only 15 minutes. 3 o'clock?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, 3 o'clock, guys. 3 o'clock. All right, so head on over to TashaKLive.com, but we'll let Chad take you home. Now I gotta go. Bye, guys. Good to have you back, Chad. It's been a day since I last spoke to you.
It's been way too long.
I know. Listen, I gotta tell you, you got a nickname on the channel, and it's a little inappropriate. They're calling you Chatty Zaddy. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, I was like, I think he's married, and y'all need to chill out.
Hey,
so,
yeah, my Venezuelan Colombian wife, you gotta be careful with that.
I know they crazy. I try to tell them Latino women are a lot crazier than black women. So listen, I'm out of it, but at least they like you and they all want you to be doing their bankruptcies and wiping them debt free, you know?
And I want to take care of every one of them at a professional level, of course.
Watch yourself now. I don't want to be reporting on you, Chad. I don't want to be reporting on you, Chad. Exactly. Okay, now here messing with the winos in Miami. But listen, the last time you were on, everybody enjoyed you. There was a lot of stuff we didn't get to cover. And particularly, I wanted to cover taxes and child support. Okay. And so those are two of the biggest things that people just kind of, I feel from the feedback that I've been getting from my viewers and others, people that are interested in bankruptcy or not really sure, is that how does it work when you have tax debt or when you have child support debt or even student loan debt and you want to file a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13?
Yeah, and those are great questions, and it's a perfect day for it. Today's tax day, so here we are. So each category is actually treated a little differently. So let's start with taxes. So IRS taxes actually can be discharged in bankruptcy if they're older than 3 tax years. So 3 tax years. So now, today, 24 is due. There you go. 24 is due now. So 23, 22. So 22, 23, and 24 would be non-dischargeable. But as of tomorrow, you're going to be able to discharge 21 back. Now, there's special rules to it. You can't commit fraud. As you know, some people can go to jail. Blade, RIP Blade, but he's back. And you can go to jail if you're committing tax fraud, but if you just owe money because you were paid 1099, you took out 401ks, and you didn't pay the taxes those years, that tax debt can actually be discharged. Now, if it is within the 3 years, you can put it through a Chapter 13 plan, which means pay that off over a 3 to 5 year period. So if you have tax issues, bankruptcy can definitely help you.
Okay. What about the interest that's accumulated?
So again, the interest that accumulated can be discharged. If it's accumulated in the last 3 tax years, we can put that through the plan and stop the interest from accumulating and stop all those penalties from accruing. Because sometimes those are more than what you owed in the tax debt. So it's important to jump on it quickly.
I'm glad you answered that because they swore I didn't know what I was talking about. They was just like, we need Chatty Zaddy. I said, okay, no problem. No problem. He gonna tell you because y'all really be sitting around here listening to the creditors and to the IRS, and they're just here to collect. They don't care about you and you being able to feed your family first. They're just gonna tell you, pay it all or you're going to jail. But with lawyers like you, it's not, we don't have to worry about going to jail.
The last thing creditors want is you to be educated and you talking to professionals like me, because basically you're in their arena. They know all the rules and they just intimidate the hell out of you, and you're stressed out anyway. So you really don't have time to figure it out. So the best thing you could do is reach out to a professional like me. I'm telling you, in 15 minutes, we'll get it figured out and we'll get you on the right track.
Okay, cool. I told them, let the professional tell you no. Don't sit up there and assume nothing. Definitely don't be asking on GPT. They don't know. I think GPT works for the collector as well and the creditor. So talk to a bankruptcy attorney such as yourself. Let's talk about child support. So a lot of people are kind of iffy about that. You know, we got some baby daddies that watch us and, you know, they got a whole heap of it. And then baby mothers as well, too. They may be on child support. But how does child support work if that's a part of your main debt? Like they can't travel, because maybe they've got a hold, placed on the child support, because of the child support on their passports. They can't drive. They've lost their license. And maybe some people have jobs that require them to have driver's license, but because the child support has them on hold, how can a bankruptcy save them and continue to allow them to be free and travel the world as well as work to pay the child support?
Yeah, I mean, child support is nasty. It doesn't make any sense to me. You can't pay a debt, so we're going to put you in jail, or we're going to take away your license. Then you're never going to be able to pay the debt. So
right.
The bankruptcy can help in a child support situation. It will not discharge the debt, though. If you need to change what you owe in child support, you need to go back to the court that ordered it. So it's that family court to change what you owe. But if you need to get into a payment plan and you need to get some of your rights restored, a Chapter 13 or a Chapter 11 bankruptcy can allow you to get into a payment plan that you can afford instead of being rushed into court all the time over child support. So obviously the best thing you can do is stay current, and if something happens, go back to the family court and let them know that you've lost your job or your income's been reduced, and then the family court should make those changes. But if you get in a situation where you're too far behind, definitely reach out to somebody like me or my brethren throughout the United States, and we may be able to put you through a Chapter 13 where you can pay that back in a reasonable amount of time and a reasonable monthly payment.
Okay. And when they are entered into a Chapter 13 or a Chapter 11, their passport is restored, their driver's license is restored, correct?
Yep, and that's with the IRS as well. So, the IRS, they're as aggressive as they can be. They'll shut down your passport. Unfortunately, I had friends that were dealing with that. So we were able to get it cleaned up through the bankruptcy process. And yep, you get your passport back pretty quickly because it's a violation of the automatic stay to have any collection efforts, and that means withholding your passport. So if they don't give it back to you, we file a motion to compel, and then you get it back very quickly.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about student loans. Now, that's a touchy situation. Everybody seems to know all the answers. I just spoke to you a couple weeks ago when you said that you were able to somehow discharge some student loans in a bankruptcy. Can you first tell me about that?
Yeah, we had a great case, a great result for a client. He had multiple mental issues and different issues that he was dealing with over years. He tried everything he could to pay the student loans back, but really he wasn't in a position to be able to pay them back or work. And we had medical diagnosis that showed he couldn't work. So we went through the Department of Justice and the U.S. trustee program, came out with new parameters that you can go through to discharge student loans, which historically there was really, really bad case law from way back when, where somebody graduated and then basically the day after they graduated, they filed bankruptcy to discharge student loans. The case went to the Supreme Court. They said, we can't have this. I mean, this is truly a bad thing. But now student loans have blown up in the last couple decades. So they're making it a little easier for people that are struggling with student loans to discharge them through the bankruptcy. So even if a bankruptcy attorney tells you that the student loans are non-dischargeable, they might be reading from an old handbook. So you might want to get a second opinion, especially the people that we work with. They're up to date on what's going on. We call them SLAPs, student loan adversary proceedings, to discharge federal student loans specifically. But we also have seen results with private student loans as well. So if you're going through a bankruptcy anyway and you have student loans, definitely ask if there's a way that you can get those student loans discharged.
Okay. All right. See, I'm glad that you're clearing it up because they swear I don't know anything because I was in the 9th grade 3 years. And I try to tell them, like, I read, I'm very talented at what I do, but I do read and I ask questions, and no question is a dumb question, right?
And everything's changing too. So again, if you would have asked me when I first started practicing, can you discharge student loans? I would say 99% no. Now, with all the issues with student loans over the years, with this new guidance, it's definitely worth looking at, especially if you've been out of school for longer than 5 to 10 years and you really struggle and haven't used your degree. And if you have any medical issues or any other hardships, which I feel like everybody's having hardships now. So if you're going through a bankruptcy, it's definitely worth looking into it. And even if you're not filing bankruptcy for other reasons, but you have student loans out there, it may be worth at least making the phone call to see whether you would qualify for that SLAP or that student loan discharge.
All right, great. You need to keep me up to date on, like, who you getting discharged and why, and how'd you do it, so I can inform our viewers so that they know there are options and things like that. Because like I said, we're all being brainwashed. Not me. Like I said, I'm on my second bankruptcy. Hopefully I'm done here, but if not, a third will be in progress. And of course, your firm will be handling that as many times as I need you. And I don't give a damn who don't like it. Who cares?
Hey, give me a few years to recover from this one, all right? I'm still breaking my rules from a couple of weeks. So.
Real quick. So before you go, I want to ask you a celebrity-based question. So Jay-Z partnered with a school, okay? And they promised debt-free tuition to the students. The students figured out when they were done that they had some bills to take care of, some outstanding bills. And they had promised them a full ride only to give them bills. Now, if let's just say their contracts state that it's tuition free and they're giving bills, could this be something that they could challenge in a bankruptcy court if they're leaving school with financial obligations to the school?
Well, absolutely, and you got to look at the agreement that was put together as well. So you're going to start with the contractual basis, but remember, student loans are non-dischargeable. If you owe a bill to a school, that's not a loan, right? So that's dischargeable. That's not, you don't even have to go through it. If you owe the University of Florida, you owe Florida State, they're not giving you a loan, right? So that's just dischargeable. And we've actually litigated that in the past because there were certain universities that were putting holds on people's degrees whenever employers would try to verify their grades or whatever it was, or if they were going to higher education, they wouldn't release the transcripts. We put them through bankruptcy. They had to release the transcripts. And we actually ended up suing one of the schools because they said, no, it's a student loan. And clearly it's not a student loan. It's just a debt to go to a school.
Okay, so totally different. And it can be completely wiped out in a Chapter 7 or Chapter 13.
Yeah, those have been easy. And I haven't seen a good argument yet. So 100%.
I mean, and you make everything look easy. You don't even look stressed out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't skinny. Your suits ain't all baggy and extra, like them other lawyers we was dealing with and stuff. Like, I was like, well, you don't look like you making no money. Like, why your suits back? Why they don't fit? Why it look like you got a diaper on in the back? It's all good though, Chad. Listen. Last question. Someone is, because I said I only had 3, but I got 2 more for you. I got 1 more for you, then I will let you go because I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot of calls you got to take. You get a lot of leads through startovernow.org. Everybody, I got people emailing me. I ain't got my call back yet. I said, hold on.
We almost had 100 consultations yesterday, a new record at the firm. So things are blowing up. I mean, people need help. So I'm so grateful that you are getting the word out that help is available, because we got tariffs. We don't have tariffs. Everything's more expensive. Everybody's broke. Nobody knows what the hell's going on, but they know they can't afford their bills. That's what they know. So I'm glad that you're giving them a place to reach out and get the help that they really need.
I'm always here to help. I just want my winos happy as can be, okay? And losing money don't make nobody happy, okay? So here's the thing. Last question. So we had a lady a couple weeks ago in the news lose her home because someone in her, like, I guess the homeowners association put like an $800 lien on her house, and then she didn't pay within a certain amount of time, and then they auctioned off the house and sold it and took her house from her. If someone is caught up in a situation like that, could they bring this situation to you, either a debt consolidating attorney as well as bankruptcy attorney, to get that turned over? And if they do lose their house in an auction, do they have a certain amount of time after where they can gain that home back?
So first off, absolutely, we can help you. If you have a debt with an association, get to us quickly, because that $800 debt, after all the attorney fees, could end up being $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. So we got to get that taken care of as soon as possible, either through a negotiation or a Chapter 13. As far as getting the house back, certain states have redemption periods where you can pay the full amount and get the house back usually it's within 30 days. So it really is state specific. So especially with something as important as your house, where you're going to sleep at night, get the professional help immediately. If not, it's going to end up really, really bad, like it did, unfortunately, for that lady. But hopefully there's a redemption statute and she can get the house back. But people don't realize that, $800, these little liens, even these tax liens or whatnot, they can foreclose on your house, and then you lose ownership. And the next thing that comes is an eviction notice, and they're putting all your stuff out in the corner, and you're done.
Okay. All right. So we don't want that to happen. So listen, I have more questions for you. We're gonna save that for our interview next week because, like I said, we're gonna put you all in the winos' faces. You are you broke? Do you not want to be broke anymore? Let me help you. Okay. Like you're the good guy, and people are scared of you.
I know. I don't know why people are scared of me. I'm the easiest to talk to. I mean, again, 10, 15 minutes. Give me 10 to 15 minutes. We'll get your debt figured out. We have attorneys throughout the country that are ready to help you. We do on-demand appointments, so you're not waiting a month. You're not waiting 2 months to solve it. We can get it solved today.
I love it. I love it. Startovernow.org if you want to speak to Chad and his associates right now and you want to clear your debt. You want to sleep good at night. You want your adrenal glands, cortisol levels down. Call Chad Van Horn, okay? You saved my life.
Startovernow.org, Tasha.
Yes, startovernow.org. Startovernow.org. Thank you so much, Chad. We're going to let you go back. You got 100 consultations to deal with, and I'm sure more that's going to be coming up from this here interview, okay? And so, sponsored in part by Van Horn Law Group. We love you over here at Unwind with Tasha K, the winos, all right? Now we got to go.
Thank you.
Bye. All right.
Tired of unreliable phone plans?
Can you hear me now?
What about never having service and having to spend all your hard-earned money on hidden fees? And don't even get me started on the customer service. Hear me now. Tired of phone plans ganging up on you? Get Rockstar Wireless. Say goodbye to big phone bills. Switch to Rockstar Wireless for unlimited talk, text, and data for just $19.99 a month. And never be held down by your phone bill again. Rockstar Wireless has your back. Stay connected with Rockstar Wireless.
Now, I don't know if it's witchcraft or what. And I know it sounds super crazy. But all I know is every time I try to give my Trina son.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Since when was it okay for you to be a hoe?
Active sex life. Same thing.
The exclusiveness that only we share, us being completely vulnerable to each other, trying stuff and doing stuff together for the first time with each other only. Me waiting my whole life to save myself for you.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
Watched an earlier episode of you when you weren't my biggest fan, and you were like, "Oh, Kat, you called her ugly, but she got
say that."
No, but you said she got the money. You said she got the money from you. She was tired of the old shit. She went and got this little young. She got some young fresh whatever. She got the bag from you, and now she got on to the little dick kissing her ass. And I was like, but she right. Like, not that she right, because I wanted, like, I would have loved to have that. But because I was in that for so long and seeing how these little girls service you and cater to you and you feel like king and da-da-da-da-da, and then I wanted to emulate you. I wanted that for me.
Let's move on to Kanye. So Kanye been out here wilding. Now they trying to say that, you know, he got his information on the twins from me.
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.
When I told you that I wanted us to change, I really meant that. Earlier, when I was talking about the threesome, well, that was just me being honest with you.
I appreciate you being honest, babe, and opening up to me. I really want you to be happy.
Listen, babe, you're my wife. You're my soulmate. And no one and nothing is gonna change that.
Okay, so listen, if we do this, we gotta have some rules.
Definitely.
Okay.
You say the word.
Just listen. Rule number one.
Rule number one.
No one-offs. No sex, no dates, nothing.
Sounds good.
This is for us. Rule number two.
Number two.
Feel comfortable if I pick her.
But I mean...
Okay, listen. We can pick her together.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yeah. Rule number three. What's rule number three?
Go back to rule number one.
No one-offs.
No one-offs.
No one-offs. Absolutely never. And is there a rule? Is there a fourth rule?
Watch this full program and other exclusive content on www.tashaklive.com.